And now we're going to talk about mistakes that people make. So Danielle, you want to kick us off, or you want me to get this party started over here?
Yeah. So I think probably one of the biggest mistakes people make when they start a personal brand is not understanding the difference between a personal brand and a company brand. And so when you are starting a company, your company is very specific in the problem it solves. Your content really centers around that problem, the solution you provide, how you help people, and your content pillars, topics, it's narrow, right? You're really focused on this thing that you are selling. So in the example of the coaching company for the first, 7-8 years, Kelly really didn't talk about anything but business and things related to business. It was a very, very narrow brand. And so what that does is it builds that company's, reputation for being great at that thing that you do. A personal brand represents a person, and people are multifaceted. And the superpower that each one of us has is that there are things about us that are just inherently part of our personality, part of our experience, part of how we see the world, that we don't have to pretend, we don't have to make up. They're just like us. And there are people in our market who will connect to those things. And so when you build a personal brand, people are always like, well, how do I tie it to my business? How much do I talk about my business? And your business will always be a fraction of your personal brand. But you'll see, as we pulled Kelly's personal brand back a bit, that she's talking about things that she hasn't always talked about because she was so focused on business. So, she talks about her faith. She talks about some more personal development types of things that aren't always directly related to business performance. She talks about health and wellness more than she ever used to, because these are components of Kelly's life that didn't directly relate to the business coaching company, but are very much a part of who she is and her personal brand. And so I think the biggest mistake people make is not understanding that you don't have to build your personal brand around just your business. It should be a piece, and it should absolutely be a part of the content you talk about, but it doesn't have to be everything.
Yeah. And I think a good way to think about it is, especially in this market now, it's super important that your business's brand be seen as extreme specialists, right? So if you look what we did with Kelly Roach Coaching, which is now the business advisory, we went even further niching into our specialization, which is in building sellable, scalable, self-led businesses and teams. Everything that we do at the business advisory is really designed for business owners that want to build multi-million-dollar scaled up companies. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's super niched in. It's not for everyone. It's very clear that we're looking for the business athlete. And not only that, but we're looking for established brands that are ready to scale, which is not most businesses, by the way. So we went from more of a general business coaching company to more of a specialized niche, almost like high-skilled boutique, when we went from Kelly Roach Coaching to the business advisory. Simultaneously, while niching in the business advisory to be the absolute specialist in that one thing, I call it the 3 S's: sellable, scalable, and self-led. At the same time as doing that, I separated out my personal brand so that I could go broader with Kelly the person. And it's a great way to think about it, because as entrepreneurs and as visionary leaders, we all have a lot of things that matter to us, things that we care about, things that we want to talk about, teach about, share about, be in conversations about. But you don't want to water down your business's brand, especially in this market where being a specialist is so make or break, right? So a great way to think about it is your personal brand allows you to expound on all those nuances and all of those things that are specific to you, the person, which also sheds light and draws attraction to any of the businesses that you build. Whereas you want to even further niche in the specialization of what your business does, because in this market, people are buying from specialists, not generalists, and they're being extra careful and discerning in those buying decisions. So I think that's a really important kind of bridge that you just kind of led people to, Danielle, there.